out there, guitar heroes? All right, we're working on that D major pentatonic, and now we're in position number 2, and it's way up here on the 11th to the 15th fret, so that's why I'm playing the electric guitar, because it's a little hard to do that with the acoustic. All right, so let's zoom in and take a closer look. All right, D major pentatonic blues scale, and we're in position number 2. So just as a reminder, pentatonic means 5 notes. Once you play the first 5, it starts over. We're playing 5 notes out of the 7 notes that are in the major scale. The major scale is based on the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Those are the seven notes. So what you learned in high school and choir class now applies playing the guitar. So we also have, so we're going to have a couple root notes. In fact, there's a third one here too I want to introduce you to, and we'll get started playing the scale at the 10th fret, which is the D root note. And so we can go 10, 12, 14. And because the second, or the third, and the 5th and the 7th notes can all be flatted to form a blue note, we can get one in here. So at that 13th fret on the low E. Then over to the A string, we're back to that 12-14 pattern, and then over to the D string, and we have our first root note, or our second root note here, I guess, since we used the D at the 10th. 12th fret on the D string is a D. We're 12-14 on the D string, and then we're going to jump up to the 11th fret on the G string, and we're going to go to 14, 11 to 14. And then we're going to change it up again on the B string. We're going to start at the 12 and go to the 15. And that's our other root note here. So there's 3 root notes that we found. 15th fret on the B string. And then on the high E, we're back to 12-14. A-form bar chord at the 5th fret that gives us that D chord, so we know we're playing over the right chords. And it's a little bit trickier when we're playing with the major pentatonic, because then we do have to do what was normally called chord chasing. So in the minor pentatonic, you know, sometimes you can get by with all 3 chords, and you can continue to stay just in one scale. So as an example, if you're playing in the key of A and you're using the A minor pentatonic, usually, you know, the 3 major chords are going to be A and D and E. Normally you can almost just continue playing in that same spot and it sounds okay, but not the case with the major pentatonic. Normally you're going to have to chord chase, so that means you're going to have to move to a position then that supports that particular chord. All right, let's go backwards one time. We're going to start on that 14th fret on the high E, and 14 to 12, and then a 15 to 12 on the B. And remember the 15th fret, that's our root note. And then we're going to go from a 14 down to an 11 on that G string. And then our easy part is the D string, 14, 12, and there's another root note, 12th fret on the D string. And we get that little blues note in there. And then we can end on a D at the 10th fret on the big E, or we can go back and resolve here on the 12th fret of our D string. So we can find one other blue note here if we're looking at the 5th position, and again, that little formula generally that works is a flatted 3rd, a flatted 5th, and a flatted 7th, and we start counting with the root note. So back to the 10th fret where that D the D root note is. If we started counting there, 1, 2 up to the 12th fret, and then 3 up to 14. Well, if we flat the 3 by going down 1, that's the first blue note that we looked at. So if we continue counting here, 1 on the root note, 2 to the 12th, 3 at the 14th, and then on the next string, on the A, that would be 4, and then 5 is at the 14th. Well, that means we can flat that too, and get a... Alright, well, I hope you got something out of this lesson. Take it easy out there. And before I forget, I want to make sure that you know that in my YouTube channel, all the lesson groups are available. And basically in the playlist section is where you can find the whole group. And what's on there now, basically all of the minor pentatonics, at least the let's say the most common ones, A through G, they're all completed. And now I'm working on the majors, and I've got a couple of majors completed already, and you'll be able to find all of them in that playlist section. So I'm going to leave a link in the description that'll go to the D major pentatonic, if that's the one you're interested in. I've only got a couple of positions completed, but you'll be able to go to that section rather than scrolling or searching, and you'll be able to find all the positions. And generally speaking, I think I've only found one exception so far, is that you're going to have 5 positions, and then you're going to have the open position down here, because there's going to be some open strings. So there'll be 6 total scales, and I found it in every case except F minor. There I could not find an open scale, and I think it's just because there's no place to go here. That's basically what it boils down to. All right, well, I hope you got something out of this lesson. Take it easy out there, and we'll see you next time.